the Indy 500 just finished, and we have some thoughts. Gosh, it was honestly like the most exhausting race ever. This was my first time watching, and I've never watched a 200 lap race that has lasted that long. It was terrible. Delaney, was it your first time watching, or is it your second time?
I feel like my grandpa has watched it before, and I just didn't know. I've definitely watched 200 lap races, though. NASCAR was always on the TV, but I obviously wasn't
Mm.
really. So I feel like this is my first true time watching it.
Yeah, this is our first time. Katie, you went to it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's watched it before. She was actually there in person last year, so
She
yeah.
clocked the G on that one. She said, "I was there."
I was actually
It
there.
there.
So we have that. That was gosh, yeah, it was I wasn't really used to it. I was very confused in a lot of things, but I feel like this like time around, I actually knew a lot was going on. So I feel like we've improved and we're ready for July. For
Yeah.
Iowa.
We're ready.
Big brain during that. I was like,
We're prepared.
Yeah.
So many people retired in this race, you guys.
Oh my god.
We had Scott McLaughlin retiring.
Before the race even started.
Warming his freaking tires up.
We're doing pace laps, and Scotty Mack is in the grass.
This reminded me of what's his name?
sad.
In F1. Who?
Oh, when Charles crashed on the formation lap in Miami.
Yes.
That was terrible.
Bruh.
Come on.
Hell no.
And yeah, no, I felt really bad because like it's like this is like the race. And
I know, and he's just in tears and knelt down next to his car, and I'm like, bruh, like get this off my screen, I'm gonna cry.
He was like, "This is honestly the worst day of my life," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah, no, okay, yeah, cool, no, yeah."
I'm done already.
Yeah, and then it was like they had like the caution, they had the yellow flags out. Then they started again, and literally like 2 turns later, like the lap wasn't even finished yet. Mark Wendretti in the wall. It was because he was trying to avoid Jack Harvey. Because Jack Harvey was like avoiding somebody else. Then Mark was like, and then went in the wall. Done.
Done. Cooked.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What all?
Over.
My brain's like melting after this race. Like I've never watched something that long, and I'm just like trying to like.
Well, I think a couple laps after that. I don't think it was that early, though. I think a couple laps after that was when Robert Schwartzman came in, and his pit stop was crazy slow because he was at the front. He was like 4th. Crazy slow pit stop, like crazy slow. And then that was fun. That's also when Pato almost got hit leaving the pit lane because he locked up.
That was such a crazy like.
So really good pit lane. For the first time. Yay!
They're saying it's usually very chill for the first pit stop. Not for that one.
Not chill.
That was
not chill, actually. The worst the pit lane's ever been.
That was
actually not true.
Whoever keeps saying these things about, Alex Palou can't do ovals, the pit lane is calm. I need you to stop predicting.
Pack it up and stop lying.
Who's like, you're like a jinxer. You're like a professional witch or jinxer or something.
You're just a liar.
Oh my gosh. No,
you're just a liar.
He won the race.
Anyway,
oh my gosh, I can't. Like, I don't know. I was like, okay, like so. Like, it's gonna be somebody else. Like, this is gonna be like one of the different races.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, this was his first oval win. So to be fair, like he has never.
We have to give it to him. The best part of this race for me came after the craziness of the pit stops because we had Rossi and Christian P1, P2. This was my moment. I am a big ECR fan. They're one of my favorite teams.
We love Ed Carpenter.
They're probably my favorite IndyCar team. I just love everyone there. I think they're so funny. I just love them. And this was great for me. I knew it wouldn't last, but the delusion in me was like, this is it. Stop the count. It's over. Here we go.
I'm good at this count right now.
Did not last very long.
I'm still learning about IndyCar. Like, I still don't really know everything. I don't know everything about it, but I do know that I like the drivers in Ed Carpenter. Also, they had like a little ad because they had all these ads during the like a Java something. So many ads, but Java one, oh my gosh, so funny. Rossi and Rasmussen, yeah. So I didn't really know much about Rossi. I knew that he was in McLaren, but now that I know that he's in Ed Carpenter with my favorite driver besides Nolan Siegel, Christian Rasmussen, yes. Shout
Yeah.
out to Ed Carpenter Racing because we love you. We love you. We love your team.
Bro, I'm gonna get my nails done for our IndyCar race. I'm doing them Ed Carpenter inspired. I'm gonna do like the butter yellow of their
No, you
cars.
should do the butter yellow blue.
Just saying, guys.
Your colors are great. I love their colors.
I'm doing that butter yellow.
The Splendid colors go crazy.
So Ed Carpenter, my nails will be dedicated to you at Iowa IndyCar.
Be ready. Be prepared.
Be ready. I'll show them to you.
Yeah.
I'll find you guys and be like,
yeah, hi, these are my nails. They're actually Splenda inspired.
You just have
they're Splenda.
Those are blue, so technically these are pink. These are not anywhere near it. Oh my gosh. There was also a little moment where Scott Dixon went to the pit lane and they're trying to look at his car and they're like somebody was saying that they were in the pit lane. They're like, oh, he's doing a caliper change. I was like, no, there's no way. That doesn't make sense. How are you doing like a change like that in your car mid yellow flag? I was like, that can't. Is that right? Is that true? Like, I
think like his back brakes were like literally on fire, and I was like,
I think that they were just refueling the car. I don't think they were doing anything crazy.
They were looking at something, and one of them was saying, I think they're doing that. But I was like, what? It didn't take that long. So I don't know. It was, they were literally on fire. And I don't know. I was
like, hello?
That was a little spooky. But then it got even worse because we had Rinus VK try to come in for his little pit stop. I remember when we said how much we love the pit lane here. He didn't even get to his pit box before he spun around and hit the walls.
I don't know. It literally was like random.
He literally has the curse of Monaco.
I think he said his brakes gave out. And when he tried to hit the brakes, he locked up and spun. And his brakes just wouldn't stop because when he went to pull into his pit box, he could not stop the car. The team had to stop it. So I think his brakes gave out as he entered the pit lane.
That's awful.
Don't quote me. I'm not sure that that's 100% true. Yeah, but that's what I pulled.
It's hard to like get the details all figured out when there's so much going on.
There was a lot happening.
That was terrible. It was terrible. I felt really bad for him because that's just such terrible luck to have. Like,
and then even worse,
misery.
Rossi.
Oh, this might be the worst part.
This was scary. Like, we were genuinely concerned because his car caught on fire. One of his mechanics literally just like caught on fire. Like,
it was because it was like they were checking because something was wrong with the car. They're checking. Then they like out of nowhere, this kind of fire comes like small little fire, and then out of nowhere, half of the car is in flames, and he gets out. He's out fine, which is good. But then one of the mechanics was like kind of bent over and he went on the other side. He like went over, popped over the little wall, and they were like spraying him with the fire extinguishers. And I don't know, I think it was maybe his gloves or something. He looked okay. He was sitting on the back of a truck and they were driving away. I think he's getting checked out, but he looked okay. So I think he's okay. But like, oh my gosh, that was like terrifying. I was getting like flashbacks to US Verstappen in
flashbacks to Romain Grosjean, and I was like, please no.
Yeah, no.
Scary.
Back when
I think they said like because if like when he was on track the lap before he went into the pit lane, he had like smoke and fuel coming out of his car. So I think when he pulled into the pit lane, like slowing down, the fuel tank just caught on fire.
Yeah,
it was
like a fuel leak or something.
Spooktacular, bro. Like I was actually scared for his life.
Yeah, that was
scared for the mechanic's life too. I was
like, but bro got out of that car and started throwing his gloves around. Like he was chill.
Yeah, he was mad. He was
fine. He was pissed off, but he was fine.
Like, I mean, obviously you're mad though, because like that's
I'd be livid.
I would be so mad because he was in good position too.
He was in a good position. I think like if he had stuck with it, he could have been in like the top 6.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which is really important.
He was fast.
Speaking of being mad, I would be mad if I was a mechanic and I got hit by my driver.
That driver being Robert Schwartzman.
I would quit my job.
I'd be like, boy, you just hit me in the kneecaps, and I'm trying to.
If Robert Schwartzman came into his pit box and said "whoop" and then hit me, my resignation's already in.
Look, why did that happen? Like, how'd that even happen?
Nothing happened.
He went,
He
like,
just
this
did
one
that.
side. He just, like, went diagonal. I was like,
He just like Tokyo drifted into his box, but like
I know.
his mechanic like bowling pins. I was like, what are we doing, y'all? Like,
it was
I was
crazy.
like, Robert, please.
And
Please.
one mechanic ended up on a stretcher too. He was
Yeah.
okay, like he was chill, but like he was on the stretcher. I don't know like what happened, but
Yeah.
so one of them.
I think he said, Robert, like when you could see which one like hurt the worst, it was the one at the back.
Yeah.
Because he came right into him and he said it was his ankle. I think
Oh.
he ran over his ankle.
Oof.
So we'll send our hopes and prayers for you because I hope you're okay. And I truly hope that you quit your job now because I would never put another tire on that man's car.
I'd be
I'd
so
expect a pay raise. I'd expect a pay raise.
I'd be
and
scared.
Bro, and the mechanics that like were just run over start trying to push his car out and put new tires on it. I'm like, bruh, he just ran you over. You're just gonna go back to business
I'd
as
take my hands
usual.
off and walk away. I'd be like,
I would throw you a finger and I would walk off. You're not about to run me over then expect me to put another tire on your car.
we'd be having a Max Verstappen Esteban Ocon argument in the garage.
Oh my
We
god.
would. We would be beefing.
I bet he felt so bad, Robert. For,
He
like,
did. I remember watching like the interview with Georgia that he did afterwards, and he was just so apologetic.
Just like, imagine because you're in like you have such an adrenaline rush. You're in the middle of like one of the biggest races. You started on pole. It's a whole thing, and then you end up hitting your mechanics. And oh my gosh, I would just
I would disintegrate.
I would
also-
disintegrate.
So embarrassed. I'd be like, dude, like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, wow, I suck.
It was stressful. There's also a little moment where Christian Rasmussen like hit the wall a little bit and kind of like locked up and was like this, just a little wavy. Let me tell you, my heart actually
But
dropped.
being the goat he is.
My
Yeah.
heart fell. My soul left my body. I was done.
The goat that he is, that was rough to see. Because our goat can't falter, and he almost did, but he was okay.
It was fine.
I was
A little moment we skipped over was Kyle Larson.
Oh,
The icon that you are.
Okay, speaking of Kyle Larson, he must have been so mad that he cooked himself in the Indy 500 that he's actually in first place right now at the Coca-Cola 600.
Good for you, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson actually decided, he's like, I'm going to be late for the Coca-Cola 600, so I'm going to run right into the back of Stingray Rob.
He said, let me just go ahead and, so I can go to Charlotte and get in my car and get first place.
I genuinely don't understand. Like, we were just talking about this before we started filming too. How in the world, like, imagine Kyle Larson wins the Indy 500. Okay, he's doing all these interviews, he's celebrating this whole thing. How in the world is he getting to NASCAR in time?
That's like I think he just banks on the fact that he's not winning it.
If he's banking on himself finishing the entire thing, like he would have to.
Yeah, but they said like if he finished the entire thing, he skips all the interviews and stuff, and he just goes to the Coca-Cola 600. Like, he just leaves
in a helicopter and land him in the infield of Charlotte.
They literally throw him out of the car and like he goes straight to the airport.
Yeah, he literally parachutes with the American flag down.
He does. This is true.
The American flag is actually necessary to this story. So,
but also, did you have to hit Stingray on the way out?
But truly,
you could.
I don't think it clearly wasn't intentional. Homeboy just locked up. He did a little bit of a spin move. Yeah. He hit our very, very dear friend Kiffin. And Kiffin, in turn, had to hit our even dearer friend, Stingray Rob.
Stingray Rob!
This was a very depressing moment for us.
Iowa goat.
We all love Kiffin, and we love Stingray Rob, so this was...
It was rough.
It was tough.
This was a rough moment.
I tried to
This was rough.
And it didn't work.
There were some words said about Kyle Larson that we won't repeat. Because we were a little upset.
We were in the heat of the moment
we were a little angry.
But you know what?
If you go and win
in NASCAR,
if you go and win the 600, then I might forgive you.
I'll forgive you if you win the 600.
That's so iconic.
Crashes out of the Indy 500, goes on. He's like, whatever. I got a Coca-Cola 600 tonight. Get me out of here.
He crashes out in the Indy 500. Doesn't do interviews. Flies to Charlotte. Drives and wins the Coca-Cola NASCAR win. That's great. Wow.
Duh.
That was crazy.
And that's the way he's doing it.
Yep.
Honestly, good for him. Good for him.
Good for him. Honestly, I hope for you.
Also,
Right.
I found it really depressing about Connor Daly because he was doing
He was
fantastic.
doing so good.
There was at one moment where it was like 4 in a line, and he got away perfectly and just got ahead of all of them. And I was like, he's doing great. He's doing consistent. And then
What even happened?
I don't
Did it
remember.
I don't
say?
even know what happened to him, but
never
I
talked
swear
about it.
to you, if
No.
Connor Daly had stayed out, he would have won that race.
He would have been like
Daly,
at least top
that
3, very
was
least.
on some crack. Like he was in 3rd place, absolutely cooking
He was doing
Belugas.
so
Like
good.
they were like together, like the whole
That
race.
man killed it. And he got like 3 wide. He was the one who made the overtake like twice.
Literally.
I'm like, babe, you were killing it. I don't know what happened to his car, but it broke down.
Yeah, he was cooking, and then all of a sudden
He
his
stopped
car-
cooking.
Yeah, it was going so fast. I genuinely don't remember them actually broadcasting.
I think it was a mechanical issue.
They like
Or-
never really said.
But I don't
So I was like,
Yeah.
but he didn't retire, did he? Kept driving.
No.
No, he kept going. He just had to stay in the pits for quite a while.
So he was
Yeah.
So he was a little screwed.
Yeah, who
Also-
else was in the pits? Joseph Newgarden.
Yeah, Joseph Newgarden. This is they were in some deep crap. They were caught modifying their cars, and apparently they did the same modifications last race when Joseph Newgarden actually won the Indy 500 last year. So they are in a lot of deep crap. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation. I don't really know why they didn't honestly get disqualified because I feel like that's something you would get disqualified for.
There was a press release put out like early last week that nothing would come of it from 2024.
Which is kind of interesting because in F1, if your car is literally 0.01 off of regulation,
you're disqualified.
you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Wait,
They just
did
were like, we're not even going to look at the 2024 car because it's so far past. Like, it is what it is.
But this reminds me of who is it? That was Felipe Massa, I think. Yeah.
Oh, Massa, yeah.
Felipe Massa. He's still going on like last year about how he was suing Lewis Hamilton or something over his 2007 championship.
He'll never win.
I'm like, it's 2007, 2024.
It's
been a
done.
while. So you see, I compared that to that, and like I feel like if that was Pato who lost out to Joseph, I would be a little upset. But I also kind of get like why he probably just wants to move past it as well. I don't know what his mindset.
I
is.
would not want to win my first Indy 500 that way.
No, honestly, yeah, I feel like I can see like why you'd be like, oh, I want to like argue against this. But the best mindset to have in that is just to move past it and just keep fighting because he did end up having a better result than just anyways. Because Joseph, yeah, he retired. He was.
And I feel like
and he retired.
him retiring is just karma.
It's
Like you mod your car, you win the race, and then you crash out the next turn. I'm sorry.
He didn't even crash. His car just stopped.
His car stopped working. I don't know what happened. It was yeah, I don't know what even happened.
I just
That's
didn't
okay.
feel as bad because I was a little mad about the modification. So
And that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like they honestly probably have some people mad at them. A lot of paddle fans and just a lot of anybody fans, honestly, because that can be kind of annoying. I don't know, because a lot of people, because it's like what Penske is, they basically own a car at that point too. Because
car.
yeah, so like that's honestly like that is like a rough image for them too, because you basically own IndyCar and your team was caught making modifications and then you're not disqualified. But obviously, I don't know the actual typical rules that would happen if this was any other team, if this is like a specific bias or this is just a regular routine, because I've never watched IndyCar to the point where I've seen this happen to another team. So you know what? Like who knows? But it for sure is a rough image for them. So you know what? We move.
Yeah, we keep going.
We move. There was also a really stressful time where it was the top 4 was Marcus Ericsson, Dave Malukas, Alex Palou, and Pato-O'Ward. And man,
The last couple of laps was a struggle.
That was stressful.
Then Marcus Ericsson would pull a max and be like 30 seconds ahead.
I really wanted Marcus Ericsson to win.
Oh,
I was really rooting for Marcus Ericsson or David Malukas.
David Malukas was doing so well
He was
today.
doing
He
amazing.
cooked.
So
He did
good.
really, really well, especially because I think his starting position was in the top 12, but it wasn't very high. Like, it wasn't in the top 6. I
Yeah,
don't know where he was. I think he was 7th, actually.
I don't remember.
But he did really, really good. Like, he held a really good race.
He had a great race, nonetheless.
And so did Marcus Ericsson. Like, Marcus Ericsson had
Oh,
a
yeah.
really, really good race, too. Especially
kinda
because I
just
think
came
he
out of
started
nowhere.
even further back.
Yeah, I feel
Well,
like he just came out of nowhere and he stayed up front.
What we were
Yeah.
confused about was the because
lap cars.
I don't the lap cars because so again this might be easy to explain for somebody that watches IndyCar regularly, but the fact that there was no like some kind of blue flag for the lap cars because it was literally like it was Marcus Ericsson lap car, Alex Plo or something. It was a whole thing. And I was getting really confused at first because I was like, it says that Alex Plo's leading, but that is not Alex Plo. That's like some other car. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, lap cars. I'm like, does that not like constitute some kind of issue of traffic during a literal like the last 3 laps of an Indy 500 race?
I
I
don't even know.
I was so
even more entertaining end if they could have fought it out, but they couldn't because
couldn't.
there was lap cars. You would think they would at least let the top 4 that are super close
yeah.
together go
I-
by because like you already are finishing last. Like
because it's not like an issue if it's just being mid-race. Like this happens in F1. They just like they unlap. Like if they'll have blue flags, they go, okay, let me drive slower, and then they get overtaken. That's just how it goes. I was really confused in that aspect of it, I guess. I mean, nonetheless, though, Alex Plo, it's people were saying that he's not very good at ovals, and he proved them wrong. And I think it's honestly extremely iconic to win the Indy 500 as your first oval win ever.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's honestly like very cool for him. He's the very first Spaniard to win the Indy 500, so there's that really cool fact, I guess. It was
He
great.
drove an insanely good race.
He's
He
having
deserved it.
he's having an
out of
insane
nowhere.
yeah, he's having an insane season. He deserved it, honestly. Like it was a great race. He's just had a great season overall so far, and he's just continuing on that high. So, yeah, I'm honestly like I know a lot of people are probably against his domination, but I think it's kind of cool to see this once in a while. I don't want to see this for another few seasons, but it's cool to have like a season or two, like where you see one driver do significantly better than others. But you know what? Pato, he'll get it next year. I will stay rooting for him. I'll stay rooting for Ed Carpenter and McLaren Racing, basically everybody else. Because I honestly, like, so far, I haven't really found anybody in IndyCar that I don't like. I love all the
I
teams.
really love everyone.
They're all so, like,
I
chill.
really like all of them. They're all fun.
Yeah.
All fun.
I love the atmosphere with IndyCar so far. When I'm getting more into it, I love the atmosphere of it.
I love like the pranks they did on each other during like that whole month where they're like staying there and they would like move stuff and like
Yes.
They're so funny.
I feel like someone put like a porta potty outside of one of their like
Yeah, wait, saw that.
trailers.
I saw Rossi left a cardboard cutout of himself on one of the driver's doorstep.
Like that's great.
Cole Herta was like calling them, saying like, "I just want to
Yeah.
thank you." That whole like
I just
break
wanted to
thing.
say goodnight.
I just want to say
So funny. Oh my
Wait,
gosh,
where
Cole
did-
Alex was the funniest thing ever.
I feel like I didn't hear anything about Colin Herta that whole race. Where was
Because he crashed and burned, didn't he?
What? No, he
When?
didn't.
No, he didn't crash, but I thought he had a bad pit stop that like stopped him.
I don't remember what happened to him.
Was he like last? Like where was
He might have been out there with Scott Dixon the entire time. I don't really know.
It was
Herta
actually him and Scott
500.
fighting for last place.
Him and Scott Dixon were just back there hanging out.
Ugh,
Let's see.
that's rough.
I'm looking it up right now.
I mean, I just didn't even hear his name. I don't know. I just thought about it.
I heard his name like once, and I think he had a bad pit stop.
By the
Yeah.
way, Colton Herta was P17. He was in between Nolan Siegel, who was in P16, and Nolan Siegel was the first car to be 1 lap behind, exactly.
Did
And then Colton Herta was also 1 lap behind.
Did they like count Nolan as finishing the race?
It says here I'm on motorsport.com. It says that he finished the race.
Yeah, they counted it, but
Oh,
I mean, okay. I thought maybe he freaking crashed after, but that doesn't make sense.
I think they counted it because it was under yellow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, true. I
feel
still don't know what happened to him.
They didn't say anything about it because obviously they're celebrating the.
I just saw that McLaren released a thing being like he's fine.
Okay, but what happened?
I don't know what happened. It was the weirdest thing. But anyways, so we had a little chaos. That was a very enjoyable, honestly. I actually enjoyed the Indy 500. I thought it was
interesting.
very entertaining. I thought it might be a little boring because it's 200 laps. I'm not used to that like length, but it was very fun to watch. A lot happened, a lot of crashes. It was just crazy, but we all enjoyed it. So maybe next year we'll actually go to the Indy 500.
Oh, yes, please.
That'd be a dream, wouldn't it? Maybe we'll just go to the Indy 500, but we will keep doing things, some content on IndyCar because again, we are going to IndyCar in July, and there also is a chance that we're going to NASCAR in June. So keep staying tuned with that because we were actually just talking about a NASCAR driver.
Carson Hocevar, my king.
Carson
I love
Hocevar.
you.
Carson Hocevar. We love him. We were actually just watching his TikToks because they're hilarious.
I think he's so funny. I just
So
love
go watch Carson Hocevar's TikToks.
Shout out to you, Carson. We
No, okay, right. I need to do it again because I need to cut that out.
Okay, Katie's iPad definitely just died. Katie's iPad definitely just died.
So actually, Katie's iPad just died, but we're gonna keep going on to this, okay? We're improvising. Carson Hocevar, shout out to you. We love your TikToks.
Great.
Yeah, so we're gonna come to NASCAR and we're gonna come see you because you're our favorite driver. So we're rooting for you right now, actually, in the Coca-Cola. So hopefully
you're cooking king.
Yeah, he's cooking. He went from P39 to what?
He's probably 19th right now.
Yeah, so P39 to P19 so far. Great job. Hopefully that doesn't jinx it. So knock on wood. Anyways, okay.
Okay.
So shout out to Carson Hocevar. Shout out to IndyCar.
Shout out to Indy 500.
Yes, shout out to Indy 500. Shout out to NASCAR, Coca-Cola. Shout out to F1 Monaco. We had a crazy weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. What
a good day.
What a good day. What a great day. Yeah. 3 races in one day. It's crazy. But anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will see you guys next weekend for the Spain Grand Prix and some more IndyCar content along the way. Bye-bye.
Bye.